And welcome to Paranormal XL Podcast. Gigi here, and that is it. I just really missed recording and doing all the research that we put into all the episodes. Mary and I have been super busy with our side hustles, of course, and maintaining our family lives. But I need to get back to doing what I love the most, and that is podcasting and everything that goes along with it. So with that, I hope you have all been well and know that I have missed you. So have you ever thought about buying a haunted house, or did you buy one and didn't know until it was too late? Well, on this episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about a known haunted house that was for sale and the story that goes behind it. So let's talk paranormal. The name of the mansion or house is known as the Mayflower Place, or known before that, Lake Schweppe Mansion. I'm really bad at names, and you guys would know this if you've listened to other episodes. Well, not just names, I'm bad at words. This haunted house, or so-called haunted house, sits on 5.4 acres of private property and beachfront on the coast of Lake Michigan. It's in Illinois, actually. The mansion was built in 1917 in Lake Forest, Illinois. It was a wedding gift from Charles Schweppe's father-in-law. The glorious 5-acre property had 27 rooms and carved wooden paneling, which I've seen the pictures. If you guys get a chance, totally look at the pictures. It's beautiful. It wasn't just your basic mansion back in that time earlier. It was so glorious that they were able to have royalty over to entertain them and have a good time. Like, how cool would that be? You get a sweet-ass wedding gift and then royalty comes to see you. That's pretty great. So Laura, Charles's wife, passed away in 1937 of a heart attack. She was 58 at the time. And also, side note, after she had passed, from my research, I learned that she only left $200,000 of her $10 million to her husband and the kids. But researching more and in different locations, that there's a little discrepancy in there. So I guess take some of these things as you will. And in 1941, Charles, 60 at the time, committed suicide in the home and left a short note that was unsigned that said, "I've been awake all night. It's terrible." Like, that was it. Like, that was his note left behind. So the mansion sat empty for 46 years until 1987. The Dentons purchased it, which I believe that was the wife's name. I've heard there was a couple different things as well, going through the different locations to find the information. The Dentons purchased it in 1987. So they were, okay, so during the research, there was seemed like there was somebody else in the middle, but the story that I went most with was, it said that they were the only two people that owned it, or two married couples that owned it. So anyway, the beautiful home was it was just said to be haunted by Charles and Laura and some of their live-in servants. That was the thing. Like, I kind of read it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to look into this a little more, maybe share it on the podcast. And there wasn't any like first-hand accounts of these ghosts or whatever, or ghost stories that go behind it as to why they think that it's haunted by those two, plus some of their servants. So some more on the house itself. To restore the Schweppe Mansion, the Dentons had to hire more than 70 craftsmen and artists to finish all the work they wanted done. Today, the Haunted Mansion has 12 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, and 11 fireplaces. It has the hardwood floors, carved limestone staircases. Like, that's pretty sweet. Some fountains. Might as well throw in some skylights, maybe even an elevator. That's pretty awesome. When the mansion first went up for sale, it was $18 million, then down to $8.5 million, then finally sold just a couple years ago for $5 million. Like I said, I ran into a couple different versions of the story and the history behind this beautiful home, but the pictures are absolutely breathtaking. And again, I probably should have, did a different location, but I seen this story, this house, it was just gorgeous. The pictures are just beautiful, and to know that it sat for like 40 something years before somebody went into it is just beyond beyond me. Like, and then it only sold for $5 million within the last couple of years. Like, this house to me would have been worth way more, but I guess it's all about location and all that fun stuff. But it's right on Lake Michigan. Oh my gosh, honest to God, if you get a chance, look it up. The pictures of it, absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, the paranormal stories, just articles stating just as such that this is a haunted house. Do you want to live in a haunted house? Do you want to buy a haunted house? I guess that's a way to sell your house these days. I mean, I totally would, because you look at it as almost an investment with kind of how things are going, and you see people stating that their houses are haunted. There's stories to go along with it. There's the investigations, proof to go along with it. So then you let other people come in and try it out. Now, it wouldn't surprise me with the deaths that took place in such an amazing looking house, like why they say it would be haunted. I want to know some stories. Also, my question would be, why did it take so long to sell? Like, and then in some of the stories online, it says that he requested that it stay empty for a short time after his passing or whatever. But that would almost give it away that he knew that he was going to die, whether he did it himself or whatever else happened. There's so many questions. Like, does somebody know more than what we know? Do you not hear about it until you go to look at the house? Like, this house is something that you'd see like out in Hollywood, like for real. It's so pretty. And I would love a chance to get in to see this place, like, and clearly take the equipment and all my paranormal investigative friends. Like, how awesome would that be? Pretty awesome, I would say. So if you have any stories that go with this mansion and you just so happen to find this short episode, I'm looking at the time. This is why I don't like to do them by myself, because I know they go super fast. But sometimes it's good to get a little bit. Sometimes it's good just to have a little story here and there, I suppose. So yeah, if you know anything about this location or have stories about it, let me know. Or if you know how I can get in there. Like, oh, it's just so pretty. So like I said, I really missed recording, and this is my first solo recording by myself, so this is awesome. And so with that, well, thank you for listening to Paranormal XL Podcast. It felt good to be recording again. As always, we might have some other things in store coming along your way as well. I'm going to be taking back up the True Crime XL podcast again, so be on the lookout for that. Mary's got a few of her own out there, which is awesome. I'm gonna look into starting either something on YouTube or something video like, because you guys seem to like the videos. However, I do prefer the audio. I think it's fun. I don't know, it's just it's hard to explain, but my other podcaster friends out there, or if you do record or even on the radio, whatever, you know, it's different than being on video. Hard to explain though, but we will see where everything takes us. So sorry there wasn't more ghost stories with this location. I just found it like interesting and the claims of it being haunted, but there's like nothing really to back it up. So that's kind of a bummer. I'll try to get in some more research or whatever, but long story short, again, I really miss recording. I found like 5 or 6 different locations about talking about this house or this mansion and the story that went behind it, the history of it. Well, that's great and fine and dandy, but I kind of want to know why it got deemed haunted. Anyway, again, email us your haunted house stories. Like, maybe it doesn't have to be about this one. It can be about your house or a house that you used to live in. And you can email us at paranormalxl@writeme.com, or find us on Facebook as well, because, well, we're on there. There's a group and a page, so you guys can interact with each other, share your stories, reach out to us. We try to make it easier, let you know what we have coming up, because we will be back on there as well. We did take a little hiatus, but we are back. And remember, stay kind, stay humble, and don't yuck someone else's yum ever. This